Greetings everyone, greetings brothers and sisters. I greet you all. You're welcome to our YouTube channel. It's a wonderful time to be live and stream live here and to talk to us about something very important, the evil of dating. This has been a hot topic and a subject of debate which is not supposed to be. And the concept of dating has become something that the church is talking about and trying to see how they can inculcate. And so I keep coming up so that I can cause us to know that if the church can sit around concepts like dating and they are talking and thinking of how they can inculcate dating and make it part of the church and part of the Christian life, then we are actually going far off and wandering away from the truth. And then very soon you will discover that people may start sitting around the concept of Satan and seeing how we can bring Satan around church and to make Satan part of the Christian worship. So we need to be very careful how we bring in the concept of dating. And then how we collaborate, how we relate with that concept called dating. So brothers and sisters, I am here to talk about the evil nature of dating. Why is dating evil? And how can dating be an evil concept instead? Well, this is a very serious question, and it's a question that calls for attention of many, and it calls for the attention of daters, calls for the attention of young girls, young boys, brothers and sisters. It calls for the attention, and it's really something so pressing on the young people because they so much believe in this. You confront young people and you ask them about their future and how they are planning about their spouse. 99 in 100 will tell you, I'm studying my girlfriend, I'm studying somebody to know, we need to come together, we need to study each other and find out whether we are compatible so that we can possibly get married in future. And so they forget about what the Bible has said, but they focus so much on what the world has said. Dating is a worldly concept, and we must put dating in its place, and we must teach the young people to practice the biblical values and principles for relationships that lead to marriage. And so what should they do? What should young people do? People have asked me, Pastor, define the word dating, and I've not found any definition to that word dating. And when I tell people I've not found a definition to the word dating, they rather laugh at me and say, then you are not reading. I can't be giving a definition to what the Bible has not defined. And so when we're talking biblical knowledge, I should define dating. I should stand on the shoulders of biblical scholars who might have defined dating in a biblical context. But I found none of such. And you can study the modern dictionaries like the Oxford, the Advanced Learners Dictionary, and some of the dictionaries. You have the Webster, and on. You will see some definitions of that modern concept and evil concept called dating. You're going to see that. But if it has to do with the biblical definition, going back to the Bible concordances and seeing words, you will never find such a word as date. It is quite unfortunate that dates of the week have become issues of relationship. I will keep saying this. We all know that the date of today is the 8th of October 2024, and any meeting you have will not be called a date. We all believe in date as in the date of today, the 8th of October 2024. And if you had a class in church, it's not a date. If you had a meeting with your pastor, it's not a date. If you had a meeting with your colleague, a friend, it's not a date. Call it a meeting. If you had a prayer retreat, a prayer vigil, it's not a date. A youth conference is not a date. There are many church programs that young people have decided to give the name dating to every program in church, and by so doing you diminish the spiritual value of that program. And so questions have come to me like, Pastor, what can young people do to find out their spouse And I have one response today. Young people should trust God for their spouses. Many people don't want to trust God. No one wants to trust God. People trust in their ability to search. People trust in their abilities to find, to search for wives, to search for husbands. And then they end up finding what only flesh can find, and they don't find what God will find for them. And so when you actually begin to dwindle with your faith and your trust in the Lord, you will take the responsibility to yourself. And the moment you take the responsibility of finding a wife, finding a husband to yourself, know that that is a first step of failure. And I will keep emphasizing on the 3 compatibility tests of somebody you need to get married to: the spiritual compatibility, the physical compatibility, and the biological compatibility. And it doesn't take dating to know and to find out any of these compatibilities. These are the 3 basic compatibilities in a relationship that leads to marriage. While young people should grow up and maintain relationships on sex lines, males should keep close friends with males and females close friends with females. That is a biblical principle. Any heterogeneous relationship in the Bible has as a motive marriage. And so when the boy and the girl start coming together, they are coming together for the purpose of getting married. But today we see young people mingle together. They mix themselves together. They call themselves my boyfriend, my this and that, get into sexual intercourse. The girl becomes pregnant and they call it unwanted, or is it unplanned pregnancies, and all the evil that is happening in the world today. So how can we minimize this evil? Is by shunning away from the evil concept called dating, because dating has created what we call quasi marriages. It has created come with stay. It has created a lot of cohabitation. Young people leave villages and get to town, and in town they are married. When there is holidays, maybe especially the students, they're going back single, and when they come back and they're in their school milieu, they are married. They are couple. It's terrible. Their parents don't even know about the so-called dating relationships they are finding themselves into. Tomorrow they just hear pregnancy, and then they may run to churches and begin to claim that they are remorseful because pregnancy has showed up. But the day they were kissing, pecking, and even having sexual intercourse, nobody cared to get to a spiritual leader to say, I have fallen, I have faltered, until pregnancy exposes them before they are running and coming, claiming that they are coming for help. This is the kind of generation we find ourselves into. And with emotions and the hormones that God has placed within the human, you do not need to joke with coming together in the name of you are coming to study somebody, because marriage is built on selfless love and selfless commitment. And Jesus Christ is the groom and the church is the bride. And Paul comes to confirm this by comparing the relationship between Christ and the church to be like the relationship that should be in marriage. That's why Paul says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. So husbands must love their wives as Christ loved the church. And if husbands are to love their wives as Christ loved the church, then dating is a foreign concept, because dating places you in a situation where you are not in the position of loving unconditionally. So you want to find out reasons to love. Dating places you in a situation of finding out a reason to love, finding out a reason to be committed. But the Bible places you in a situation where you are to be committed unconditionally. Be committed to a Christian, be committed to a child of God, be committed to a fellow brother, a fellow sister for marriage unconditionally. If Christ were to study you and find out and know who you are before dying for you, I think Christ wouldn't have died for you. But the Bible tells us in Romans, God demonstrated his own love towards us in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Brothers and sisters, I must be back to make more explanations and clarifications on this topic. Thank you for watching. Please drop a comment, like, and share. May God bless you.